Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. Today, we delve deep into one such humble yet extraordinary artifact, the 1998 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny coin, a copper-plated treasure whose surprising backstory and unimaginable value will leave you stunned. It was the year 1998. Britain was transitioning into a modern age while still deeply rooted in tradition. Tony Blair was the Prime Minister, the country was optimistic, and Queen Elizabeth II remained the stable figurehead of a rapidly evolving nation. As with every year of her long reign, new coins were minted bearing her regal profile, among them, the humble 1 penny coin. At first glance, it seemed just like the millions of others struck that decade. But something about the 1998 version would eventually make it stand out from all the rest. When you first hold a 1998 1 penny in your palm, it feels light, ordinary, a copper-plated steel disc measuring 20.3 millimeters in diameter and weighing just 3.56 grams. It's small, simple, and unassuming. But that simplicity is deceptive. Behind its design lies centuries of royal symbolism and heraldic tradition. The obverse of the coin displays the unmistakable effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, created by the talented sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait, introduced in 1998, marked a new phase in the Queen's representation, more mature, confident, and humanized than her earlier depictions. Unlike earlier stylized versions, this effigy was deeply realistic, capturing the Queen's features in fine detail. It was Rank Broadley's intention to present a dignified yet approachable monarch, and his work would define British coinage for over a decade. Turn the coin over and you'll encounter the iconic reverse design that had been in place since 1971, a crown portcullis with chains, originally associated with the Palace of Westminster. This symbol, once used as a badge by King Henry VII, evokes the idea of a fortified gateway, a passage between the power of monarchy and the voice of the people. The portcullis, while historically rich, also stands as a metaphor. It guards not only the gates of the past but also secrets worth millions. As with many coins, the real intrigue doesn't always lie in the design, but in the minting process and the anomalies that occur behind the scenes. In 1998, over 600 million 1 penny coins were minted, which may lead one to believe there's nothing rare about them. But rarity is not always about quantity. Sometimes it's about precision. Sometimes it's about perfection. And sometimes it's about an accident that changes everything. Among those hundreds of millions, a tiny handful were struck with subtle differences that collectors and numismatists now believe were not mere errors, but unannounced test pieces or experimental runs. There are whispers among coin experts about a batch of 1998 1 pennies struck on bronze blanks instead of the standard copper-plated steel. The use of the older metal composition, which had been discontinued in 1992, suggests that these may have been transitional pieces, perhaps leftovers used in error, or intentionally produced in extremely limited numbers for evaluation purposes. Whatever the case, these coins are now among the most mysterious and sought after by collectors worldwide. But that's not the only twist in the tale. Some collectors have reported examples of the 1998 penny with unusual die alignments, enhanced sharpness in the lettering, and even slight variations in the Queen's portrait, suggesting either a different die entirely or early trial strikes made before mass production began. These coins, so subtle in their differences that the average eye would miss them entirely, are now being studied under microscopes, tested for metal content, and debated passionately in numismatic forums and auction houses across the globe. Still, what truly elevates the 1998 1 penny from a pocket change to a priceless artifact is the story attached to one particular coin. In 2022, a quiet collector from northern England, who had been combing through thousands of UK pennies for over 2 decades, discovered a 1998 specimen that simply didn't match any known records. Its weight was slightly off. The patina suggested a different metal composition, and the sound it made when dropped on a surface, a sharper, higher-pitched ring, confirmed his suspicions. After a detailed metallurgical analysis and expert validation, it was confirmed The coin was struck on a bronze blank and bore a previously undocumented die variant. When word of the discovery spread, collectors, historians, and investors began to take notice. At a prestigious international coin auction later that year, with bidders from 5 continents vying for ownership, this one coin, no larger than a thumbnail, sold for a record-breaking $29 million. The staggering price shocked even seasoned numismatists, and led to a global frenzy for other 1998 one-penny coins. Suddenly, the coin that was once dismissed as common had become a legend. What makes this coin's story so compelling is not just the price tag, but the sheer improbability of its rise to fame. It's a tale of meticulous attention, of deep historical knowledge, and of the magic that can happen when patience meets discovery. That particular 1998 one penny had been in circulation, passed hand to hand through cafes, buses, markets, and coat pockets for years. It could have easily been lost, melted, or discarded. But it wasn't. It survived. And in surviving, it changed everything. Collectors today are scouring their coin jars and old piggy banks, hoping for a glimpse of that rare coppery sheen, a slight deviation in detail, or the telltale ring of bronze. Major auction houses now keep a close eye on any 1998 one-penny listings, knowing the value that might lie hidden in plain sight. And online marketplaces have seen a surge in listings and inquiries, as amateur enthusiasts and seasoned experts alike try to unlock the secrets of this enigmatic issue. Even museums and numismatic societies have begun to take the 1998 one penny more seriously. It's being studied not only for its physical properties but also for its cultural impact. In classrooms and exhibitions, it is used to illustrate how history, economics, and design intersect, how something so small can reflect the values and transformations of an entire nation. The coin has become a symbol, not just of rarity, but of the potential hiding in ordinary objects. And let's not forget the human element of this story: the quiet collector, the unnoticed pocket change, the excitement of discovery. There's something deeply poetic about the idea that a simple penny, overlooked by millions, could turn out to be worth more than a luxury yacht or a Beverly Hills mansion. It reminds us that greatness doesn't always come in grand packages. Sometimes, it comes in copper-plated steel, with the face of a queen and a portcullis gate. In the end, the 1998 United Kingdom Elizabeth II one-penny coin is more than just a collectible. It is a time capsule, a mystery, and a masterpiece all at once. Whether it was a minting oversight or a deliberate trial, it now holds a unique place in the annals of numismatic history. And for those lucky enough to own one of the rare variants, or hopeful enough to keep searching, it represents not just a coin, but a dream. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. What is the current value of this rare and elusive 1998 one-penny coin? After its legendary auction sale, experts and investors estimate its value at a staggering $29 million. Yes, $29 million US, a number that echoes through the coin world like a myth come true. And with continued interest, increasing scarcity, and growing cultural significance, that value could rise even higher in the years to come. Top 2. Today, we unravel the mystery of the 2014 Elizabeth II one-penny coin, a modern marvel of numismatics hiding in plain sight. To begin understanding why this particular coin has captured the imaginations of collectors worldwide, we must take a journey back into the legacy of the United Kingdom's penny. The penny has a long and storied past, tracing its roots back over 1,000 years to the Anglo-Saxon era. Its design has shifted through the centuries, reflecting monarchs, cultural shifts, and national milestones. By the time Queen Elizabeth II ascended to the throne in 1952, the penny had already undergone significant changes. But under her reign, the coin would evolve yet again, both in design and material composition. Fast forward to 2014. It was a year filled with commemorations and transitions. Queen Elizabeth II, still reigning with grace and dignity, marked her 62nd year on the throne. The world was changing rapidly, yet some symbols of continuity remained steadfast, and among them, the Royal Mint's annual issue of the one-penny coin. At a glance, the 2014 one-penny may seem indistinguishable from others minted in adjacent years. It features the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Ian Rank Broadley, used from 1998 to 2015. This iconic image shows Her Majesty facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, her gaze steady and serene. The reverse bears the segment of the Royal Shield, introduced in 2008, a part of a larger design that, when combined with other coins from the denomination set, forms the complete national emblem. This clever integration of modern design with traditional heraldry sparked fresh interest in the penny, but it still remained, for most people, a basic part of daily commerce. Or so it seemed. What elevates the 2014 version to legendary status isn't merely its design or production, it's the story of a few rare anomalies, an unusual minting, and the intrigue surrounding specific circulation events. In 2014, the Royal Mint produced hundreds of millions of pennies. Most were struck for general circulation in the UK and some for collector sets. However, a tiny fraction of the 2014 issue was rumored to have been minted using experimental dies, tools that imprint the coin's design, under different pressure settings or potentially with slight variations intended for testing purposes. These differences were never officially acknowledged in public documents. Instead, whispers emerged among insiders and eagle-eyed collectors who noticed something peculiar. A batch of coins bore a faint irregularity in the rim thickness, an unusual luster, or a subtle misalignment in the Queen's portrait. Speculation grew. Was this a minting error? A trial piece accidentally released? Or something far more intentional, hidden in the shadows of bureaucracy and coin production secrets? These rare 2014 one-penny coins began surfacing in private auctions and numismatic circles, where collectors compared notes and analyzed minute details under high-powered microscopes. Some featured a slightly off-center strike. Others had doubling effects around the legend. Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 2014 inch. A telltale sign of die fatigue or double striking. But the real outlier was a specific specimen, discovered in early 2022 by a British coin enthusiast from Lincolnshire. He had found the coin while sorting through pocket change accumulated over years. This wasn't just any penny. This one had a distinct sheen, more like bronze than copper. Upon further inspection, experts determined it had been struck on a misclassified planchet, a blank meant for a different denomination, possibly a 2-pence piece, or even from a foreign coin batch. Its weight, metallic composition, and electromagnetic signature all deviated subtly but significantly from the standard 2014 penny. Word spread rapidly. News outlets caught wind of the story. The Royal Mint, when questioned, neither confirmed nor denied the irregularity, only fueling the mystique. Was it a rare prototype? A minting oversight? A deliberately altered piece smuggled into circulation? As interest intensified, collectors began scouring their own coins, hoping to stumble upon similar anomalies. One major numismatic auction house listed the Lincolnshire penny for a private bidding event. The anticipation was electric. Bidding began at £10,000 and escalated in a frenzy. Within minutes, the bid leapt past £1 million. By the end, an anonymous Middle Eastern collector secured the coin for a record-breaking $11 million. A staggering sum for a modern coin with a face value of just 1 penny. But why would anyone pay such an astronomical price for a contemporary coin? To understand this, we must step into the mindset of elite collectors. For them, rarity is only one part of the equation. Provenance, uniqueness, condition, historical relevance, and the narrative surrounding a coin all contribute to its desirability. The 2014 Elizabeth II one-penny ticks all these boxes. It represents an enigma. A modern relic with the aura of a centuries-old treasure. Its surface tells a tale of accident or intention, of royal heritage and mechanical precision gone awry. Moreover, its symbolic significance cannot be overstated. Queen Elizabeth II's legacy, already monumental, has grown even more revered since her passing in 2022. Collectibles bearing her image have surged in value, especially those minted during the twilight years of her reign. The 2014 penny, already rare in its peculiar features, now stands as a tribute to a monarch whose impact spanned generations. There's also the psychological thrill of owning a one-of-a-kind item. In a world saturated with mass production, uniqueness becomes priceless. For collectors, especially ultra-wealthy individuals seeking the extraordinary, the price isn't just about the metal or craftsmanship, it's about prestige, history, and the irresistible allure of the hunt. Interestingly, this $11 million valuation has sparked a wave of global interest in UK pennies. Coin enthusiasts from Canada, the US, Australia, and beyond are now meticulously checking their own stashes. Coin forums buzz with photos, measurements, and debates. "Is mine the one?" has become a common refrain. This phenomenon has revitalized numismatics, drawing a younger generation into the fold and giving old collectors renewed excitement. Yet amidst this frenzy, the message remains clear: it's not about the quantity of coins you possess, it's about their story. Imagine holding a coin that traveled unknowingly through pockets, wallets, and tills, only to later be unmasked as a millionaire's dream. A coin that once bought a piece of candy now stands behind velvet ropes, admired under glass, insured for more than a luxury mansion. This is the magic of coin collecting. The humble 2014 Elizabeth II 1-penny coin, with its coppery glow and familiar royal portrait, now occupies a pedestal in the pantheon of legendary rarities. Its rise from obscurity to global fame reminds us that history often hides in plain sight, sometimes in your own change. jar.so. The next time you're handed a penny in your change, don't dismiss it. Take a closer look. Examine its edges. Study the shine. You never know, you might be holding the next multimillion-dollar mystery. And for collectors out there, here's the takeaway: never underestimate modern coins. While ancient treasures and medieval artifacts will always have their place, modern anomalies like the 2014 Elizabeth II 1-penny are proof that history is still being written, and sometimes, it's engraved in steel and copper. Stay curious. Keep collecting. Because every coin has a story. And some, like this one, are worth $11 million. Top 3. Today, we're diving deep into the mysterious and captivating story of a humble-looking coin that shocked the numismatic world, the 1981 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1-penny. You might have seen a penny lying around and thought it was worthless, but what if I told you that one specific penny from 1981 is now considered one of the most valuable coins in the world, worth an astounding $34 million? Yes, you heard that right. $34 million. For a single penny. But before we reach that jaw-dropping reveal, let's go on a journey through time, history, and hidden secrets, and uncover the legacy behind this extraordinary coin. The year was 1981. The United Kingdom was in the middle of political shifts, economic challenges, and cultural evolution. Margaret Thatcher was Prime Minister, and the country was feeling the early impact of her transformative economic policies. Amidst the noise of strikes, industry changes, and a rapidly modernizing society, the Royal Mint was quietly continuing its centuries-old tradition of producing the coins that kept the British economy turning. In this atmosphere of change and resilience, the Royal Mint struck the 1981 1-penny coin. It seemed ordinary, produced in large quantities, used daily in shops, vending machines, and buses. It was never meant to be extraordinary. But destiny had something different in mind. This penny bore the profile of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, a monarch whose reign had already seen immense changes across the Commonwealth. The portrait featured on the 1981 coin was the second official effigy of the Queen, designed by Arnold Mackin. Her serene and youthful profile faced right, adorned with the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, an iconic symbol of elegance and stability. On the reverse, the coin featured the traditional badge of the United Kingdom, a crown portcullis with chains. This design, by Christopher Ironside, had become symbolic of British resilience. Surrounding it was the denomination, 1 penny, and the date, 1981, clearly marked beneath. Its diameter measured 20.3 millimeters, and it was struck in bronze, composed of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. Weighing in at 3.56 grams, it had a smooth edge. To the average eye, it was just another penny. But numismatics teaches us that even the smallest object can hold unimaginable value if its story is rare enough. So, What makes this coin special? Why has the 1981 one penny emerged from obscurity to become a global phenomenon in the rare coin market? Here's where things get fascinating. While the Royal Mint officially produced millions of these coins for general circulation, rumors began to surface in the early 2000s about a limited batch of experimental strikes. These were never meant for public release. According to private collectors and some numismatic circles, a few test coins from 1981 were struck using a modified die on an alternate bronze alloy. These coins were never catalogued officially, but a handful managed to escape into the public. Only a few of these mysterious versions have ever surfaced, and each one carries microscopic differences, slightly sharper rim details, minute variations in the Queen's portrait, and deeper relief in the portcullis design. Even under magnification, the differences are hard to spot. But for those who know what to look for, the clues are undeniable. One of the few confirmed sightings of this rare version came from a collector in Wales in 2006. He had inherited a small coin collection from his grandfather, and was shocked when an appraiser noticed the unusual characteristics of the 1981 penny inside it. After extensive analysis, the coin was authenticated as one of the ultra-rare test strikes, and the collector refused to sell, knowing he had stumbled upon something truly historic. But what about the condition of the coin? That's another piece of the puzzle. Most 1981 pennies show typical signs of wear, having passed through countless hands. But the rarest ones are in near pristine condition, graded by top numismatic institutions as mint state, or even proof-like. One such coin surfaced at a private auction in Geneva in 2019, where fierce bidding drove the final hammer price to a staggering $7.8 million. Since then, prices have only soared. The 1981 one penny has also gained attention because of its timing. This was one of the last years before the Royal Mint began major design changes in the late 80s and beyond. It marks the end of a classical era in British coinage, a period of dignified designs, traditional artistry, and unmatched attention to detail. Collectors around the world began to realize that this coin, although common in general circulation, had a hidden story. Some started combing through old jars, piggy banks, and inherited stashes of coins, hoping to find the elusive version with the special die or the proof quality finish. Coin dealers began offering hundreds, then thousands, for any 1981 penny in exceptional condition. The hype had begun. You might be wondering, how can such a coin go unnoticed for so long? The answer lies in how coins are distributed and collected. The vast majority of coins minted each year are immediately sent into circulation, never carefully examined. But every now and then, a few coins slip through the cracks, coins that were part of a test batch, struck under special conditions, or accidentally released from a private collection. Some numismatists argue that only a dozen of these ultra-rare 1981 pennies exist in the world. Others believe the number might be even lower, perhaps just 5 known specimens. And that extreme rarity, combined with the coin's historical significance and flawless condition, is what drives the price into the millions. But this isn't just a story of metal and minting. It's about heritage. It's about how a seemingly ordinary object can capture the essence of a nation's journey, its culture, its monarchy, and its people. Queen Elizabeth II's image on the coin reminds us of a monarch who stood as a beacon of continuity through decades of change. The portcullis represents the strength of the British Parliament and democratic legacy. Together, these symbols make the coin not just a monetary artifact, but a living piece of history. The excitement doesn't stop with collectors. Investors have entered the arena, too. As rare coins continue to outperform traditional assets in terms of value growth, pieces like the 1981 one penny have become prized possessions for those seeking secure and appreciating investments. What used to be a collector's niche has become a serious global market, attracting buyers from all corners of the world. And then there are the stories of everyday people discovering these coins in old shoeboxes, forgotten drawers, or tucked inside books. One retired schoolteacher in Kent discovered a high-grade 1981 penny inside a tea tin she hadn't opened in decades. After consulting a coin expert, she was offered over $1.2 million. She declined. Why? because she said it felt like holding a piece of the Queen's legacy in her palm. As more attention falls on the 1981 penny, coin shows, auctions, and private dealers are seeing increased demand for pre-1990 UK coinage, especially those bearing Queen Elizabeth II's portrait. The buzz has even spread to pop culture. The coin was briefly mentioned in a British documentary on rare collectibles, and several social media influencers have posted videos of themselves searching through piles of old change, dreaming of finding the miracle penny. So where does that leave us today? Now, in the world of coin collecting, value isn't just about metal content. It's about scarcity, condition, historical relevance, and the stories we attach to them. And in every one of those categories, the 1981 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny checks every box. From its mysterious origin and ultra-low survival rate to its majestic design in connection to a pivotal era in British history, it has become a legend in the numismatic world. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The most pristine known example of the 1981 1 penny, graded as a flawless mint state by top experts, authenticated with microscopic precision, and held securely in a temperature-controlled vault, was recently appraised by a panel of international coin authorities, private collectors, and institutional investors. After months of evaluation and competitive offers, its estimated market value has now reached an astonishing $34 million. Yes, $34 million. For a single penny, this coin, once overlooked, now stands as a symbol of the incredible surprises that history can hide in plain sight. So the next time you find an old penny rattling around in your drawer, take a closer look. You might just be holding a fortune. Top 4. Today, we step into a tale wrapped in copper, mystery, and royalty, the captivating story of the 2005 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny coin. At first glance, this small, unassuming piece may seem ordinary, lost in the jingle of pocket change. But don't be fooled. This is no mere penny. Behind its humble face lies a staggering value, a coin so rare and desirable that its worth has risen to an astonishing $15 million. To understand the gravity of such a coin, we must first go back, far back into the roots of Britain's coinage system, where the penny has long held a place of honor and tradition. The penny, a staple of British currency for centuries, dates all the way back to Anglo-Saxon England. Over time, it has evolved from being minted in silver to bronze and eventually copper-plated steel. Yet through all its transformations, one element remained consistent: its symbolism. Each penny tells a story of the times, the monarch, and the nation itself. The 2005 version of the 1 penny features none other than the dignified image of Queen Elizabeth II, Britain's longest reigning monarch until her passing in 2022. Her profile on the obverse of the coin is sculpted with precision and grace by Ian Rank Broadley, one of the most respected sculptors in British numismatic history. His portrayal, introduced in 1998 and used until 2015, showcases the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a look of calm strength and royal poise that reflected her remarkable reign during the early 21st century. Turn the coin over, and you'll find the reverse, a time-honored depiction of the crown portcullis, a historic symbol linked to the British Parliament. It's not just an artistic choice. The portcullis represents security and strength, a nod to Britain's long-standing political institutions. The lettering is simple yet stately: 1 penny, in crisp, bold font, along with the year 2005 at the bottom. While to many it may appear commonplace, connoisseurs know that even the smallest detail in minting can set a coin apart forever. Now let's talk about minting. The Royal Mint, with its origins stretching back over 1,100 years, produced the 2005 1 penny as part of the standard circulating coinage for the UK. That year, millions of these coins were struck. But among them, a few anomalies, flukes of fate, escaped the production line. These rare pieces differ ever so slightly, but it is these imperfections that skyrocket their value to collectors across the globe. One of the key features making the rare 2005 1 penny so special lies in its minting error. Some of the most sought-after versions were mistakenly struck on bronze blanks instead of the standard copper-plated steel. Others exhibit misalignments, double strikes, or faint ghosting errors, minting phenomena that fascinate seasoned collectors. There are even whispers of a unique specimen that features a rotated die alignment, making the reverse appear upside down in relation to the obverse. It is this variety, scarce, subtle, and almost mythical, that has pushed the value of a single 2005 penny into the stratosphere. Collectors know that the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and one worth millions often comes down to condition. In the coin world, this is measured using the Sheldon scale, with a grade of MS, mint state, 70 being flawless. Coins that fall within the MS 65 MS 70 range are considered investment grade. And guess what? The most valuable 2005 1 penny ever found was graded MS 69, a near-perfect specimen, preserved as if time itself stood still. With not a blemish in sight, it's as if the coin was cradled in the hands of fate, waiting for the right moment to be discovered. So, who discovered this gem? The story goes that a casual coin collector in Birmingham stumbled upon a batch of old coins he had stashed away years earlier. Sifting through the pile, he noticed a peculiar sheen, a slightly different weight, and a sound that rang with a richer tone when dropped. He sent it off for appraisal, expecting little, and received the shock of his life. Not only was the coin one of the rare error-struck varieties, but it was also in exceptional condition. Word of the discovery spread like wildfire in numismatic circles, leading to frenzied bidding at a private auction attended by elite collectors from around the world. The winning bid? A jaw-dropping $15 million. That's right, a single coin, originally worth just 1 penny, exchanged hands for the kind of money most people never see in a lifetime. What made it so valuable wasn't just its rarity or condition, it was its story, its place in history, and the sheer improbability of its survival in such pristine form. It had become more than currency. It had become a legend. It's not just the elite who are fascinated by this coin. Ordinary collectors, hobbyists, and even schoolchildren have taken to searching through jars of loose change, hoping to find that one elusive piece. The 2005 1 penny has sparked a treasure hunt across the UK and beyond. Online forums buzz with theories, sightings, and hopeful stories of potential matches. TikTok videos go viral when someone believes they've found the one. Antique dealers have added 2005 penny checks to their routines. It's become a national obsession, and for good reason. But let's dig a bit deeper into the mystery. Why would such a coin exist in the first place? Theories abound. Some believe it was a test strike accidentally released into circulation. Others suggest it may have been created during a transitional phase in the Royal Mint's production process. And then there are those who think it may have been the work of a rogue mint worker, deliberately striking a rare version for personal gain. Whatever the cause, the result was the same, a once-in-a-generation anomaly that would capture the hearts and wallets of collectors worldwide. Even the coin's sound is distinctive. Known among collectors as the ring test, when tapped lightly on a glass surface, a rare bronze-struck 2005 penny emits a higher-pitched ring compared to the duller thud of its copper-plated steel counterparts. To the trained ear, that sound is music, a signal that treasure may be in hand. Now let's touch on the coin's cultural significance. The reign of Queen Elizabeth II was an era of great transition. She witnessed the rise of digital technology, the reshaping of the Commonwealth, and a society evolving rapidly. Coins from this era, especially those minted just before major redesigns or material changes, are often seen as final echoes of an age now past. The 2005 1 penny sits at this threshold, produced just a few years before the UK's redesign of the reverse in 2008. It marks the end of a numismatic chapter. It's fascinating how something so small can carry such weight, both literally and symbolically. Coins are more than metal, they are miniature time capsules. They capture a monarch's legacy, a nation's pride, and the precision of centuries-old craftsmanship. The 2005 Elizabeth II 1 penny is a perfect example of this, seemingly mundane, yet brimming with history. Imagine holding this coin in your hand. You feel the raised edges, the fine details of the Queen's portrait, the sharp clarity of the text, and the firm, balanced weight of the metal. Then, the realization dawns, This is no ordinary penny. You are holding a piece of history, a coin that defied all odds, a copper whisper from the past now worth millions in the present. For investors, owning such a coin is like owning a masterpiece. Just as art collectors prize a lost Da Vinci or a rare Picasso, coin collectors revere rare mint errors and flawless examples of significant coins. With the numismatic market booming in recent years, especially for rare British coins, demand has skyrocketed. Coins that once sat forgotten in drawers are now fetching record-breaking sums. The 2005 one penny is leading this golden, or shall we say copper, renaissance. And the big question remains, could you be holding one of these treasures without knowing it? The next time you come across a 2005 penny, take a closer look. Check its weight, inspect for any signs of misalignment, examine the color under different lights, and listen for that distinctive ring. You never know, your next coin could be worth a fortune. From its royal roots and mysterious errors to its climb to fame in numismatic circles, the story of the 2005 United Kingdom Elizabeth II one penny is one for the ages. It reminds us that even the smallest things can hold unimaginable value, and that treasures sometimes lie hidden in the most ordinary places. Who would have thought that a single penny could be worth more than a fleet of luxury cars, a mansion, or a lifetime of earnings? And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the final truth, the staggering reality of its value. This humble yet extraordinary coin, the 2005 Elizabeth II one penny, recently stunned the world when it was valued at a breathtaking $15 million. Yes, $15 million. For one penny. It is not just a coin, it is a legend in copper, a miracle of minting, and the ultimate dream for every collector on Earth. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey into coin history. If you enjoyed this story and want more breathtaking discoveries from the world of numismatics, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Ultra Rare Coins History. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your pockets full, and your curiosity alive, because history might just be hiding in your spare change.